was saying too, because it is wild when you think about it. Like, they call us lazy, yet the current economy is built on our labor, right? Like, there was a whole industry of bringing us here to work, but we're lazy somehow. And then they call us poor, but to this day, they still are in our land stealing resources. They still, the resources in your phone, the lithium in your phone is made from coltan and cobalt in Africa. Like, they still need our resources, but we're poor. Their museums are filled with our art, but we're poor. We have no culture. Their crown jewels come from Africa. Their richest man, Elon Musk, has wealth built from African mines. But we're Peace, y'all. What up? What's going on? What up? What up? What up? It's been a while. I know you've been wondering where I've been. I've been building with my people. Shout out to the people. If you don't know by now, my name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. Peace and Pan-Africanism. What up? My TikTok is where we record this live. BIGBROLGND. You can find my page and tap on the top right corner where there's a notification bell and be notified when we go live. If you're joining us on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe to let the algorithm know that you're getting some value from the content. Really appreciate it. What up, y'all? I've been building for the people. I've been doing a lot of work. Good evening. Good evening. Peace, Dr. Robert. We've been doing a lot of work. A lot of work has been done. So, getting excited, bringing people together. It's a beautiful thing, man. Everybody join b1initiative.org. The nonprofit is strong. We're building a website that's going to be useful in teaching our children our history unapologetically. What up? What up? Peace, peace. Gives hug. So today I'm gonna do a short live because I am still building. I'm still doing work, and I refuse to prioritize coming on this app. But I do want to talk to y'all, man, because y'all need to join b1initiative.org. Link is in my bio. We're building. We're doing some amazing work. We got a team of people working around the clock. Shout out to everybody that's a volunteer for b1initiative.org. Shout out to y'all. The movement is strong. We're all coming together and building an Afrocentric Wikipedia. Man, it's a sight to see. But anyway, we got some questions up above. Can white people be pro-black allies? Is interracial marriage problematic? And can white people peacefully coexist with non-white people? 3 questions. I think a lot of people, depending on their answer, it's going to let me know a lot about them. So it's a good conversation. We've had this conversation before. Every time someone comes up, we get a different reaction. So let's see. I'm also going to be grading answers. Don't forget, I give out grades. So come on up if you want to talk about it. If yes or no in the comments down below, let me know what y'all think of the answers up above me. Yes, no, 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 yes, 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 no, whatever it is, let us know. And if you want to come up, once we get to 2K likes, which we're almost there, I'll let you come up and give us your piece. Let us know what you think. Someone says yes, no, yes. F. We're all people. Really? Now, how come my people are the most incarcerated? How come my people still don't even have sovereignty over their land? How come worldwide my people are treated the least humane, but yet we're all people, right? No, no, no. Shout out to no, no, no's. Shout out to them no, no, no. No, yes, no. Let's see. The no, no, no's get C minus. No, yes, no gets an A. No, yes, no gets an A. So no, yes, no gets an A. Anyone that says our people are trash is a trash person and projecting onto everyone else. No, yes, no gets an A again. Okay. No, yes, no, my bad. Okay. You're forgiven. No, yes, no. Yep. Scoops gets an A. No, no, yes. Let's see. What's that mean? All right, no. You got the second question wrong. You get a C minus. C minus. You can't vote unless you're what? When was that ever the case? You couldn't vote unless you're black. What in the world is what does that mean? It's not a Eurocentric grading system, but it's a grading system. Just stop talking about races. You divide people. I'm dividing people. Believe it or not, y'all, he just uncovered me. I invented race. It's me. It's been me all along. Like, come on, y'all. Be for real. Be for real. We can talk about things. I'm not dividing anyone. I'm talking about the division. We don't get over it by ignoring it. I'm sorry that it makes you feel uncomfortable. No, yes, no. Shout out to me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. The best I can give you is a C, but that's that's spot on. Yes, no, yes. The opposite approach. Definitely an F. You get an F on that. I thought his whole page was to educate black people mainly. Um, yeah, that's why did you think that no more? Like, why are you saying that? Do you not think that? But it's not just black people on this app. There are other people here as well. Enzo, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
Yes, I am 33, African American, and my pronoun is dude, him, guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those aren't pronouns, but the second one was. Go ahead,
Or
talk to
his
us.
his. What is? I mean, I don't get. I mean,
You said it
I
already.
can't.
You don't got to tell us what you don't know. You done
I
answered it
got you.
already.
I
Go
feel you.
ahead.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I just want to speak on the interracial marriage. Is it problematic? I would say for the children of those who are I guess the interracial partnership that created the child. I've been on plenty of platforms where I've heard mixed people saying, "No, I can't relate to this side. I don't understand this side." Um, if everyone dated inside of their race, I truly believe that that would be dissolved as a problem. Like if blacks dated blacks, of course, you would understand your black heritage much more because you have two sides.
Mm. Okay. I like the answer. I don't like the framing,
Yeah, I
but
was trying to figure out. I was watching your hand. I thought you were counting down for me. I was.
nah. This is peace and this is power. I'm just thanking people for the gifts.
Oh, I got you. I was like, dang, my time up. But no,
Nah.
but yeah, the interracialness. Like I myself, I don't date outside of my race, but I have four brothers, and literally all four date outside of their race. When I feel like support, or if you say that you're supporting your community or you're pro black, that you would by all means you would marry inside of your race. Because if you do
Mm-hmm.
marry, let's say you marry a YT woman, that YT woman isn't going to spend her money with black businesses. That YT woman isn't going to support the community you came from. Most likely,
Mm-hmm.
you're moving to wherever she is, or you're moving out of your urban set, wherever you were at. She's not
Mm-hmm.
moving where you are. Becky's not moving to Compton and getting comfortable. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just being real, you know.
Uh-huh.
Becky isn't gonna support what you do, and then at the end of the day, that just really it
Oh
doesn't
wait.
make you look necessarily bad, but it's like me saying I support the black community, but when it's time to go to war, I'm over here in the suburbs, hanging out with YT Becky, and
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anybody dating outside of their race. It's just for speaking on self. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's not my cup of tea.
I need the moderators down there doing their job because we getting those weird bots again here again. They found me and the number's been dropping. But
It's
appreciate you, brother.
okay.
That's we getting those death threats in the comments. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to tap like as you listen along. Somebody's been spamming my comments every time I go live with the N word and a bunch of craziness. So do send gifts to kind of let the algorithm know that you're getting some value from the live. Um, Peace K, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother? How y'all doing?
Doing
Appreciate you
good.
having me up, as
Yeah.
usual.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, that I did agree with what the brother before me said. I just wanted to expand on it because I noticed that
Mm-hmm.
he said it's only problematic for the children, but I'm here to up the ante and say it's problematic for not even just the children, for the community itself, because there was a power dynamic and it's a very catastrophic one. Like to
Mm-hmm.
say, it would be one thing to say that, well, that relationship doesn't affect me, it doesn't do anything. But in reality, it really does. Even if they didn't have kids, let's take kids out of the equation, right? If they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have kids, that's still divested from our
Mm-hmm.
community. They are taking those resources and laying a brick in another place. So
Mm-hmm.
that automatically hurts us. And then there's also the power dynamic of the white tea woman having this. I don't like it, it's a level of jealousy, but also self hate because a lot of times they feel invigorated to criminalize and degrade black women when they're in a position to be in bed with a black man.
Mm-mm.
I hate to say it like
Mm-hmm.
that, but hey, I done seen the
Mm-hmm.
horse speak, so it's coming directly from the horse's mouth over here. Not me, but just know that.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Uh-huh.
it's way more in depth than people think. And when people be like, not to call this brother out because it's not just your sentiment, but I hear this from a lot of people who divest and things of that nature. But I'm gonna
Mm.
say that they'll say things like, "Well, that's their relationship. I don't care if people date out." As a pro-black individual, I care that they date out. You should not do
Mm.
that because not only are you creating the confused child trope, as you just put it, but there's also again the degradation of our community because they're not building themselves up. And again, the power dynamic of, YT supremacy, like, even if you may think, that black man is a man and we live in a patriarchy, he does not profit. He is actually in closer proximity to danger with that YT woman than I would say that a
Mm-hmm.
black woman is with a YT man. Because don't get me wrong, like it's still the same thing, but again, they can ruin your life in 2 weekends. Like
Right.
like, bruh,
Yeah.
and not to say a YT man can't do that either, but it's still a different power dynamic than the other counterpart. Because that's why we see, while they are also divorcing and things at another rate, but the highest is for, YT women and black men. I mean, you
Word.
better ask Jonathan Majors. So to think that that doesn't damage us as a whole, it does, and then it leans to more buffoonery, right? With the anti-blackness that the black man will be willing to display too. It's people like Terrell Owens who's like, oh, they're this way, they did certain things. It's like It's damaging to us because people look at that and that's all the media puts out. And while I know that's a small margin, it's not all black men. It's not even majority of them. People aren't smart enough to lead themselves to know that that is malicious and false information. Like that's just the reality. But like I said, I kind of agree with this brother. I feel like should expand just a little bit further because it goes even beyond the children. As one of those children, I'm telling you, it's sad on behalf of all around because those black men are not standing up for their community either. But yeah. I yield my time to D, and I'll interject here. But thank you.
Yo, can I rebuttal when D is done?
I'm looking at numbers though. You see that? It's wild.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's them bots. Hey, y'all, keep tapping, listen along. Really appreciate it. Or if you want to comment before we get to 25K likes, then just go ahead and subscribe. But in the meantime, keep tapping like until we get to 25K. Then we will turn the comments back on. Okay. You're welcome to come up here and join us as well. Join the conversation. Go ahead, Dean.
You see, Brother Legend had took a break, y'all. I guess we had stressed him out and his locks was falling out. But he got them to grow back and he retwisted them in. So I just want to say I tripped on a few things. And the first thing was Holy Spirit, activate, activate, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Hello, 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 and welcome in to Brother Legends Live. You guys, you are in. Brother Legends Live, I need you to tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap. Power, tap that screen. Goal is 25K, and you need to get active in this chat. Tap, tap, power, tap that screen. Thank you, me, myself, and I. I need you guys to make sure that you share the live. Share with your friends, your enemies, your frenemies. Hell, share it with anybody. We're here for it. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe here and on YouTube at Brother Legends Live. But most importantly, we need you guys to join the Discord so you can get to work. We got some things to do, y'all. Be1initiative.org, where you can be great. And don't forget to donate to Bringing Down Babylon. The Cash App needs to be chinging. $1, $2, $3,000. We'll take it all. But don't stop bringing down Babylon. Until then, and until we meet again, subscribe and join the live. But y'all tap up. I'm tapping out.
Appreciate you, D. Thank you, sister. I'll go to the next guest. Lisa, give us your age, race, and pronouns for the live, please.
Hello, everyone. I am 21. I am African, and my pronouns are she, her.
All right. Talk to us.
I guess since everyone was talking about interracial marriage, I can answer that first. I actually don't think interracial marriages are problematic. I would say, if you live in a racist society, your black kids aren't going to really be raised properly anyways, because, there are some children who are raised by, black mothers and still get a lot of self-hate after, their moms or their parents speak ill of, their color or their race. So I don't think it's exclusive to interracial marriage that the kids may be a bit interesting.
I think that's a bit removed from the context by which race exists in the world. Do you understand that race is a power imbalance where someone's white skin is more valuable and actually has more control over people with non-white skin? So that being a power imbalance, would you say it's problematic for Bill Clinton to get sucky from his secretary, from his interns? You know what I'm saying? Monica Lewinsky?
Of course, because, he's their boss.
Right.
Monetarily, they can just be doing it to get up or whatnot.
You think when I get with a woman that looks like this, the world doesn't see her as my boss? You think by default, when she calls the police, they don't immediately center her needs over mine? You don't think, if she were to accuse me of something, that they wouldn't take her more seriously than me? You think she doesn't have more control over my life than I have over hers? if I called the police and said she's been hitting me, I'm 6'4", by the way, so I'm like a tall man. So if I said she's been hitting me, please take her away. You think the police would do anything?
But I don't think I would put that problem onto the interracial marriage. I would think I would put that onto the system. Like, they are just racist.
But earlier you didn't put the problem of Bill Clinton and his intern on just system of him being her boss, and so that's where it becomes problematic, is because when we ever talk about interracial, we're talking about a racialized society. Now, if we were talking about, can a person from Europe and a person from Africa marry and there's no such thing as race and everything is just good, that world we haven't gone back to that yet. So as we continue to live in a world where she's seen as the boss and we are not in society worldwide, as we continue to be treated as less than human throughout mankind as it currently exists today, there's going to be a power imbalance that makes any interracial relationship unethical. The same way it makes it unethical for Bill Clinton to have power over his intern and still do things with her.
I just had a question too. So I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying because the society is racist, it's not problematic because they're gonna get messed up regardless. Like, that's really what I got from that.
Well, in a way, it was a response to the brother's answer that he gave, mainly for the kids' sake. And I was like, well, not quite exactly, because the kids can come out, with certain insecurities, irregardless of who their parents are, especially when it comes to color. Because some Black people also have self-hate. They can put that on to their kids. You know what I mean?
No.
But those Black people with self-hate are victims of anti-Blackness. They're victims of that self-hate, of that hatred being taught to them. You understand? She's not a victim of self-hate. When she's anti-Black, she's dealing out the blows. She didn't receive that anti-Blackness as a child to teach her that. She learned to do that to maintain a sense of superiority over Black people. So that's much different.
Also, if there is just one instance of it being a problem, then it's all problematic. I don't know how y'all think y'all can say, well, not kind of really. Like, if there is one problematic relationship, then they're all problematic because they're all up for debate. Because I also, too, who are we, again, we don't even know these people all the way, but what we do know is the power dynamic. Like, regardless of their sensibilities or their personal individualistic teachings, like, oh, well, they developed that even regardless of being in a healthy family of interracial couples. Like, but that's not the majority, and that's not the truth either. Like, also, like, look, we didn't know this, but I'm Black biracial, and I'm a product of that. And I can tell you right now, I'm the one. If you didn't know any of them, you know this one right here, right now. It's problematic. So if I say it's problematic and I'm the product of that, I don't understand how you could still negate the fact and be like, no, but the world is racist, so it's not exactly their fault. Like, that right there is problematic in itself. Is society racist? If you know what racism means, that system in itself already is going to negate anybody, like brother said, being with anybody outside of their own race. Like,
okay, like if we were living in a world where Black people were still enslaved people, right?
We
live in that world right now.
You don't have to guess. That's not.
We live in that world right now.
No, for the majority of the time, Black individuals are still independent people. Unless you commit crime and then you go into prison and all that stuff.
No, sister. No, we live in that world right now. There are more Black people enslaved today than there ever was during these transatlantic slave trade. There's more Black men in chains and Black women in chains behind bars in America right now than there ever was during the transatlantic slave trade.
Wait, brother, I'll even argue that they're all enslaved.
That person is an enslaved person, then yes, it's ridiculous for them to marry a white person that would have power over them, but most that I know,
but it's ridiculous for all of them.
They're individuals with their own.
Understand something? Hold on. What are you in America? Where are you at?
Of course, I'm in America.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We meet people from everywhere. Like, okay, so in this conversation, what bank, hospital, school. Let me think. Even to
Grocery
first,
store.
what do we own? What's black? Where you can find that they're black owned. So to say that we're equal would mean that black people would have some level of equity and to make us equal for the displacement. And in this country, black people have no power, not even in their own communities. So when you're going outside of your community, yeah, you're choosing someone that has more power than you, because in society, you're already at the bottom. So whether you're using a structure or whether you're using the realities of how social influence or social impact, your children are going to be treated as less. So we talk about the school to prison pipeline, the kids are being educated to go to prison. When we talk about the literacy rate of how our young black boys are being targeted to be illiterate and black men most unemployed, those correlate. So society has already been set up to not only oppress you, but to demonize how they've put you in a place, whether you are having a really hard time surviving. I don't understand how people don't realize that the everyday life for black people has already had so many different levels of oppression on it that we're already jumping over 20 hoops just to be successful. When other people are walking through the doors because there's no barriers.
I don't understand because, you know, I do understand to a degree. All right. So, like, many African brothers and sisters don't think in terms of race all day because they're from a continent where everybody's pretty much the same race. So they might more like what community you're from, what society, what cultural background you have, what nationality you are, other identifiers come before race, and that's a thing, that we as African Americans don't have much of a luxury in because we live um, right under the oppressor. Like we were like right here by the resources and the uh the the you know we're at the feet of the oppressor. We're sitting here. We're still in the plantation. With them. So we do have a different look on how oppression works. And I think that's part of an important exchange between Africans in the diaspora and Africans on the continent, where we understand how all of our oppressor thinks a little bit better than those on the continent for the most part. And those on the continent have a deeper knowledge of our land, our history, and our culture going back thousands of years. So we have a lot to learn from each other. And I'll tell you now, as long as race exists as a social construct, a caste system where there's one race seen as superior and all others inferior, interracial, intercaste marriage is always going to be problematic until that caste system has been torn down.
We can't negate the fact that even in Africa, 65% of the land is dominated and controlled by 7% of the YT population. That there's a whole area where they're saying that black people can't go. That
They
is,
still they all right. They still haven't left Africa. They're still the richest black man on earth right now is rich only because he sells Nigerian oil to Europeans. So so even when we talk about having our own power, it's power at the behest and in the best interest of Europe. So it's laughable like how we're sitting here trying to figure out how to marry them already. It's not time yet. It's still going on. The slavery hasn't stopped. The oppression hasn't stopped. The colonization hasn't stopped. It's still all going on right now.
But like in Africa, the black majority, especially where I come from, Zimbabwe, they marry each other, and things like that. So it's only a minority marrying a white woman, anyways. So
That's
like
good.
as long as because I don't really think, especially for my community, like there's not many people. I don't know someone in my family directly that actually is married to a white woman. It's only a small minority doing that anyway. So I don't see them as problematic. I just see them as, oh yeah, that one African guy with that one wife.
Nah,
I don't know
still
too
problematic.
many. It's still problematic. That's like saying I don't know too many people that pewed themselves in the head, but it's not problem. It's not harmful to do that because I don't know many that do it. Like, no, it's still shooting. It's still pew-pewing yourself in the foot.
But how can we get to a point where we understand each other as two races
listen,
when we
the
do
problem-
not marry into each other's
The
community?
problem is you see Europeans as another tribe. You see them as an equal tribe to you. You think that you're both equal. You think that
Not really. That's not how I look at
okay.
Balongo.
So then, if that's the case, we've laid it out too plainly. I don't know what you're missing. You're bringing up other points, but you haven't negated.
Wait,
or been able
hold on.
to-
Do you got a white tea parent?
Oh no.
Are you a bunny hopper? Hold on. These
Much
are valid
of the
questions.
time, I do. I date everyone. I do not really discriminate, but majority of the time, I do date men from my continent. I'm with a Congolese brother
We done
right
got
now.
you like the Umar interview. We done set you up. You didn't even know it. Look.
No,
It's
that, like
already-
I'm with a Congolese
They
brother
got you,
right
sis.
now.
It's all
but
right.
I genuinely do not have a habit of looking at someone when I'm trying to date them and only considering their race. You know, I've
No.
got
We didn't say
different
only consider
races.
it, but it's important. That's like saying I don't look at someone and only consider their mental health.
Right.
I date everybody, even those that might be dangerous
I'm
to
not
me,
from Zimbabwe. I'm
because
from Congo, but I grew up
I
there.
don't only want to bring it down to mental health and whether or not they're just like a violent sociopath. It's okay because all mental health
Stop
matters.
on in the
Like,
phone and mute up. Don't do that. That's very disrespectful.
So
The Jackie person. I just want to say, I think she thinks that's going to solve racism. And they've always dealt with us on some level or another. So sleeping with them is not going to change their racist ideology because it's been here for well over 400 and some odd
Like,
years.
I will give you an example, right? Until
not
now,
gonna-
listen,
there is
nothing
not
you say is
much
gonna change
marriages
this.
that are happening between the Rwandians that
Listen,
ended each other, or
listen,
us and the Rwandians, because
listen,
society-wise we are not that great
listen.
with each other yet.
listen. We don't care.
Oh,
Listen.
Wait,
Listen.
she in the Congo.
Listen.
I'm
I
Congolese.
understand that. I know.
Why
know.
are you being so
And-
rude to her though?
I just think they have a different
Listen.
perspective, and they want me to
Nobody's
see their
rude to her.
perspective. I don't think
No,
they're trying
we
to be rude.
Oh my goodness. Listen. First of all, no one calls me rude on my own live. You got an issue, you can go somewhere else. It's my life. I host it the way I want. I'm having a conversation with someone else, not having a conversation with Jackie. If Jackie has a problem with that, you can go. Anyway, so the problem is you keep bringing up in your thesis other talking points and not addressing anything that was said to you to counter anything that has been said from you. You say things, we respond to that with facts. You say something else, we respond to that with facts. You keep looking for new things to say, but you have not responded to anything we have said. We have said over and over again that as long as Black people continue to be at the bottom of an oppressive caste system called race, it is not a consensual relationship for you to be enthralled with someone that has a power over you, the same way I brought up Bill Clinton. So you haven't responded to how that's not problematic. You've only brought up other
Okay,
instances to try to
we
make
can
your
talk
point.
about that.
And then, don't interrupt me. That is why we're not having much respect for your argument, because you're not saying how Black people aren't oppressed. You're just saying something else. Like you're coming up with like a different narrative. And it's like, the problem is, once again, as long as race exists, there will be a problem with interracial relationships. Race did not stop existing because you chose to love anyone you want to love and be with whoever you want to be with. It still exists. It's not a construct. It is a society. It is a social construct. That being the case, you have two choices in this conversation right now. Deny Black oppression or acknowledge that it's problematic. And you keep choosing to just deny oppression, deny that racism is problematic. You keep, because it says it's interracial relationships problematic. Race is a violent, oppressive social construct. There's no such thing as Black and white. That was invented to oppress Black people. That was invented to take land from African people. That was invented to put chains on African people. There's no good version of the word interracial. As long as race exists, it is a problem. That's it. Like there's no rebuttal after that that you can say, and that's why you keep going around it to different other talking points.
But guess what? Na 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 na.
Oh, is that time?
Na na. Hey. Goodbye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for the Panther pause.
And she said she was Congolese, and I'm like, ain't they committing a whole unaliving party in the segments of the world? Like, what are you saying?
I don't know. It just goes back to the brainwashing of our people by these Europeans. We really, really think that their ice is colder. We really think that as they continue to oppress us, we can love them and love the racism out of their hearts. And that's part of what interracial marriage is set up to do.
No, it's not.
All right, you getting blocked. Got time for this. Anybody else got so much mayonnaise they cannot stay muted?
You're speaking so much hate towards
Bye-bye.
I was ready to cuss her out.
I'm not doing this with y'all. I deal with too many entitled frosted females at work. I'm not doing this with y'all on live today. I'm not doing this with y'all.
I think my favorite part.
If anybody has so much entitlement they cannot stay muted, if anybody is so triggered, please keep scrolling. This is not the live for you. It is okay. When I see things that trigger me, I keep going. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do all that. All right, let's go to the next guest. Lenny, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns?
Okay. Thanksgiving is
When you come up here, please mute as well. I know some of y'all are not used to a black man telling you what to do. It's my live. It's okay. Lenny, you here? Lenny, are you here? We can't hear you. Can't hear you, Lenny. You might have to go down and come back up. Thank y'all for tapping like. Let's get to 50K likes. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, Lenny, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, there you go. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
okay. I'm Lenny. My age is 18, going on 19. My race is black. My pronouns are he, him.
All right, talk to us.
Can white people be pro-black allies? I believe no. Is interracial marriage problematic? Definitely yes. White people peacefully coexist with non-white people. That's over the past 400 years, that's proven to be false. That's it.
Yeah, if you want to expand, you can.
I believe that white people cannot be pro-black allies because the system of race was the social construct of race was built to uphold them and to keep us under. It was literally built to profit off of us. So in order to be a pro-black ally, you have to dismantle that whole social construct as a whole. And in order to do that, you'll have to. It's a whole lot of shit that comes with that. So
Okay,
and
I would
I'm
say.
sure.
Okay.
I'm sure in this society, not a lot of people have like the balls to put
They
their own livelihood at stake, their own comfort at stake to help a group of people, particularly black people. That's just my opinion.
Well, I would say what the aim of what you're talking about would be anti-racism, dismantling the oppressive construct of race, and how they benefit from it and how it's used to oppress people. You know, that's anti-racism.
Okay.
Pro-blackness is defined as prioritizing one's actions and values with what's in the best interest of building within the black community. So prioritizing, meaning to put first, to make your priority your goals, your actions and your values, meaning what you do and what you believe, and how you act in the world, with what's in the best interest above self-interest, in the interest of the community they come from. They would have to then um, act and build within the community. So that's where it becomes pro-blackness is something that's exclusively for black people, but anti-racism, like you brought up earlier, like what you were bringing up was anti-racism. That is great. The two work hand in hand. It's just when it comes to anti-racism, we're the allies,
Right.
because racism is a white problem that affects black people, not
Exactly.
the other way around.
I got a question. Like all this is good and all, and I understand this, but like, what exactly are we gonna do as black people to like finally dismantle this system? Like besides just like talking about it, and I'm not trying to come across as condescending. I promise you I'm not. But like,
Oh, you're
yeah,
not.
like it's just like
I've been working with black people all day.
yeah, because
So
it's like
yeah.
it's frustrating to me because like I don't know, every day I wake up and I gotta kiss like another white T person's ass. Like it's just like, damn man, what are we gonna do? Like, are we finally gonna like do something that's actually gonna benefit us and dismantle the system besides like voting? Because we know that shit doesn't really help us. And I don't know, man. What do you think?
We're not. It's not our job to dismantle it. It's not our. It shouldn't even be our focus. The reason they agree with people like their idealized version of Martin Luther King, like they've changed him. Like
Oh yeah,
they've taken a
they
lot of
made it.
pro-blackness away from his
Yeah,
message and
they made
focused on content and character.
yeah,
Like they
yeah,
keep doing that.
yeah.
But when you really look what Martin Luther King was about, especially later in his
Especially when before he died, he was like more of a Garveyite. He's
yeah
like more like
yeah
yeah. He was studying more about Marcus Garvey, and it was crazy
hmm
because like it seemed like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were actually switching ideologies later on before they passed away, which was crazy.
well well, Malcolm, he did come back, and he's some of the things that he said have also been taken out of context to make it
Yeah,
seem like he was about to become more multicultural. But and he did do some weird stuff because he was Muslim.
right,
And the thing about Abrahamic religion is when you try to do that and be pro-black, remember I said pro-blackness is prioritizing
right.
one's
Prioritize.
actions and
Right,
values. And so his priority, of course, he loves his people, but when you're part of an Abrahamic religion, your priority is God.
right.
And
It
so now someone
contradicts.
else that has the
Yeah.
what?
I said the two contradicts each other.
You see what I'm saying? So as an African, we don't need a foreigner's God. We have our ancestors. We don't need to worship anybody, but we pay homage to our ancestors. We know where we come from, and that humbles us. We don't need a power above us to think. We do believe in God as a creator. We believe in God as a provider. These are ancient African forms of spirituality, which we brought to Islam. We brought that to Christianity, and that's why so many of us are in these Abrahamic religions now, because it resonates on a deep level with us, because we've inserted that African spirituality into the practices of these Abrahamic religions. But anyway, what I was going to say was, it's not up to us. The reason they like MLK and his I Have a Dream speech is because it focuses our goal on dismantling their oppression of us, and they like to be centered. So they like it when we're focused on how we gonna stop Massa from doing what mean to us, y'all. How we gonna you know, they not giving us no work. We want to work with them. They not giving us no work. Like, they love that. And that's problematic, because a lot of us do live in this environment where racism can be used as a survival mechanism, right? Because we are among them, right? There's 200 million thin-lipped people in this country. So
Right.
anti-racism can be used and weaponized in pro-Black ways. However, our focus should be prioritizing our actions and values with what's in the best interest of building with Black people, not dismantling an oppressive social construct that we didn't create, nor do we control or have the power to destroy.
So so you mentioned building with
Is
Black
this an
people.
American only thing, or
Please, why do y'all that cannot stand in the sun longer than 3 hours decide to unmute? No one, like, please wait your turn. Everyone else, I promise you, everyone else that come up here with an ounce of melanin is going to come up here and mute until it's their turn. For some reason, I don't know what it is, y'all. What's up?
I was gonna ask, like, you said building with Black people, right? Like, that's the solution, like building with each other, and you know, like, I'm assuming you mean like economics, like, right? Like, you know, keeping the money, the dollar within us circulating within the communities. I'm assuming you mean that, right?
See, where does that dollar come from? Whose face is on that dollar?
What I mean by dollar, I mean like anything, land, commodities, you know.
Where's this land that you're talking about? Because what you're saying could be right, but it depends on what context you're giving it.
In Africa.
Okay, so land in Africa.
Yeah.
The dollar backed by resources from that land.
Yes.
An economy in that land where Black people are working in that land for other African people, based using the resources of that land to build up their own economy. That is what Black power looks like.
Yes, amazing. But I have to ask
living in America and trading white dollars that we earned at white establishments or got from white banks to build our own businesses that we pay to a white part of our profit to a white landlord, owning land in a country where if you don't pay your taxes, your house can be taken away even after you've bought the land that it's on and own everything. And you see what I'm saying? Like, that's not pro-Black.
I gotta ask a question though. So that being said, like, what system of economics do you think would suit this? Will you think this will suit like this utopia in the future of Pan-Africanism? Like, what system of economics do you think will suit us as far as like communism, capitalism, socialism? Like, what do you think is the best one?
Well, I mean, that's up for debate.
I do feel like this is
I don't feel like there's
a valid question though. I said I do feel like this is a valid question though, because like once we do get our land back and our resources back, we are going to have to figure out a intrinsic way to keep that and keep the wealth.
Lenny, could I answer that one for him? I know it's debatable, like you said, but like I feel like egalitarianism, where help is assumed rather than had to ask for, and we're a place where you don't have to say thank you again because the help is assumed. Like, not to say you won't say thank you, but I feel like that can help us build because it distributes the wealth and everything in an equitable way. Not saying in a way of like communism where everybody's paid the same thing, but it's like we're all sustained. And again, Ubuntu, because we're together. I think that's a good construct. I kind of look at that. Again, it's debatable, but I also wanted to tell you too, not because you were saying that for us to, what we're going to do about the system, I don't think that's our problem. Being a Black person and waking up, that's an act of a defiance right there. You don't realize it, but us being right here, right now, statistically in the places we are is an act of defiance. And I know, like, I want people to be pro-black and I want them to help their community, but I know some people it's hard because you're just trying to focus on survival. So I say if you can wake up and just be black, then sometimes that's even pushing us forward, you know, because again, there are people who don't even have the ideology of, you know, looking out for each other in the community or even just mentoring, something you could do like. But if you can wake up and be black, it's an act of defiance regardless. Like, they trick us into thinking black excellence, but we've always been the picture of excellence, which is why we fall so hard. We're the model. I'm like, y'all are trying to make us something that's not possible, but we're already the model. Y'all try to be us. Y'all got slave in a box. That's called Aunt Jemima. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just saying,
That
you know,
is crazy.
definitely.
She's not making up something. That's
No,
literally.
that's facts. Yeah, that's
I
facts.
seen a video on that. I was what?
I do. Okay. One
The
last
decline
question.
of slavery, the rise of prepackaged processed foods to deter like longevity of having to prepare because they didn't want to do it. Like, they say we're lazy, but that's just a projection. Let's be real. We don't carry this whole economy in America.
So this last question, I know I'm probably annoying y'all. Keep asking these questions that may seem irrelevant, but so damn, I forgot. You know what? Just come back to me. Thank you.
I wanted to say something to what Kay was saying too, because it is wild when you think about it. Like, they call us lazy, yet the current economy is built on our labor, right? Like, there was a whole industry of bringing us here to work, but we're lazy somehow. And then they call us poor, but to this day, they still are in our land stealing resources. They still, the resources in your phone, the lithium in your phone is made from coltan and cobalt in Africa. Like, they still need our resources, but we're poor. Their museums are filled with our art, but we're poor. We have no culture. Their crown jewels come from Africa. Their richest man, Elon Musk, has wealth built from African mines, but we're poor. It's wild. We're lazy and poor, y'all.
It's very
They
much
need us to work
giving.
and they need to steal from us. I never heard of someone rich stealing from a poor man. Like, this don't make any. Why would you rob somebody that don't got no money? Like,
Well, it's very much giving. I'm trying to get this video to Black TikTok because I just adopted a black baby, and it's also very much giving. I love when black women say baby or honey to me, because if we have that level of power over a YT person where they just crave the interaction, the affection, the guidance, because it's literally the trope of the society of the magical Negroes. They're supposed to know how to appease and be intelligent to give advice and guide and take care of your kids. I said, because I can guarantee my ancestors didn't know how to take care of them nappy-headed Neapolitan vanilla ice cream babies, but they figured it out. They didn't have a TikTok video to resort to. They had an ass whooping to resort to. Okay? Stop.
Wait, I remembered the question. Like I said, it's kind of relevant. But what are we gonna do about us African Americans like practicing anti-blackness against like Africans like that are native to Africa?
xenophobia.
Xenophobia, because we
know where that comes from?
That's why that comes from the plantation. I noticed that a lot. And that, I'm not gonna lie, as an African American who could trace his lineage back to slavery, like here in America, that shit pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie to you, because we're like the same. And it's like you're cussing your cousins out, like you're dissing your cousins. I'm like, bro, like,
Lenny, I also want to say, you should join the Discord, brother. B1initiative.org. That's our nonprofit. That's why I got the donations up here and all that stuff, because we're doing a technology project that anyone could help. It's like, laying bricks at Tuskegee. Those of y'all that don't know, Tuskegee Institute was built brick by brick with the hands of our ancestors, and we're doing something similar, building an Afrocentric Wikipedia for future generations to be able to learn unapologetically about African land, history, culture, traditions. We got a lot of history that we're cataloging, and anyone can help. You don't have to know how to code. But yeah, join the Discord, Lenny, because we're doing some work in connecting our roots to those ancestors that you brought up. But what you were saying as far as xenophobia, the reason that's on the rise right now is because the reparations talk is starting to gain more and more attention. And just like back in the day, Thomas Jefferson said he would watch two slaves fight over, like literally box each other over who had the better master. Like that was a thing back in slavery. Thomas Jefferson wrote it down that he watched two slaves box over who had the better master.
I can see that happen. We still do that shit to this day. We box over blocks. Like that's our master right there. We do the same. I can see that happening. I can see fighting over.
And so that's all the xenophobia from African Americans, the FBA, ADOS, all of that.
Tariq Nasheed, bro. I hate that.
Right. That's them boxing over who has the better master, because they looking at it like, no, we want reparations, and in order for us to get reparations, we need to be different than y'all. And we're fighting over who master is going to give this money to. So you cannot, and this is another quote from Thomas, I said Thomas Jefferson. I meant Frederick Douglass earlier. I wilded out earlier just now. I don't know what I said earlier, but I feel like I said Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, you said Thomas Jefferson.
I did, right? Oh, no, I meant Frederick Douglass, y'all. Anyway, I don't know why I get those two names mixed up. I don't get the people mixed up. I get the names mixed up sometimes. But Frederick Douglass, when I said Thomas Jefferson, y'all, etch that out your mind. We don't like Thomas Jefferson. Anyway, Frederick Douglass also has a quote where he said that you cannot ask for respect and a handout at the same time, basically. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but you can't ask a man to respect you and then turn around and ask him to give you money. So which one do we want, African Americans? Do we want to have our own respect, our dignity? Do we want to have our sense of pride back? Or are we going to keep lowering ourselves to try to get them to treat us better? Some of us want liberation, and some of us just want white folks to treat us better, unfortunately. And that's what the reparations talk is all about, because we will have those reparations when Africa is liberated and Africa has sovereignty over their own resources, and Africa has that African economy we talked about earlier. Then we'll have our reparations, because our cousins will look out. Our cousins are going to double back, as they all have already shown us with the limited resources they have. You can go to 13 African countries right now and get citizenship just for being an African American. You can go to Kenya right now with no visa. So that being and as an African American, not everybody can do that. Only African. They have to see when you get there. They gotta know you African. They will let you in. And that being the case, it's like, we need to unite with them. That should be our priority, building within our own community. But some of us, our priority is dismantling anti-racism and getting people to treat us better. So that's, the problem. Yeah. But both of those foundations, ADOS and FBA, have been co-opted by the three-letter agency. That's speculative on my part. I'm putting that disclaimer out there, but the reason I feel that way is because they are both getting grants and certain things from the establishment, and you can't do that and be pro-Black, because your oppressor is never going to give you something to help you defeat them. Like,
exactly, which is why I like that school that Dr. Umar's building, the
FDMG.
Yes, FDMG, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy for Black Boys. That's dope. But
what we're building is hopefully going to be a resource they can use in that school as well. But we're also going to a lot of HBCUs. We're doing a lot of really cool things. I think anyone that wants to join us, you're going to be astounded by the data we've been able to collect. And you don't need to know code. All you got to do is be able to just watch a video. I'll show y'all personally how to do this. And I just want Black brothers and sisters to come together. It's amazing what we've been able to accomplish so far. All right, Lenny. I gotta go to the next guest. People have been waiting. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me up, man. Thank you.
All right, one love. Robin Hood, could you give us your age, race, and pronoun, please?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Hey,
one love.
yes, sir. I'm
Robin
30.
Hood, could you give us your age, race, and pronoun? You got an echo, Robin
Sorry, it's
Hood.
lagging a little bit.
Robin Hood, could you give us your age, race, and pronoun? Turn off your Bluetooth or turn it on. Turn off your Bluetooth on your screen, and then come on back. Appreciate y'all tapping like. Keep tapping like. We're trying to get to 50K. If we can't do it in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to turn off the comments again. And shout out to the person that subscribed, man. We're going to start doing subscriber only lives. I got to get to 100 subscribers, y'all. I got to get to 100 subscribers. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do subscriber only lives. And we're going to talk about some really amazing things. So if you know someone that can get some value from this live, we're going to talk about, we're going to get in depth. Like I want to have like a Q&A type of, we can talk about things, you know. Go ahead, Robin Hood, you here?
Yes, sir. I'm 39. I'm male. I'm Celtic. I want to just say a couple.
As in white?
Yeah, I'm not Caucasian. Right. I'm not from the Caucasus Mountains. I'm Celtic.
Caucasian is a white supremacist categorization.
Exactly.
Anyway. So,
exactly. That's great.
yeah.
You led right into what I was going to talk about. So I'm Celtic. I'm from the land of Wales, which is the home of.
No, but that's not your race.
No. I know. I'm Celtic. No, my race is Celtic. My ethnicity is Welsh. I'm Welsh.
Well,
I can trace my lineage.
Well, what I'm saying is there's no such thing as a Celtic race.
No, Irish
globally.
and Welsh is two different
things.
There might be somebody else. Sorry.
There are ethno-racial groups where it's kind of like it's an ethnicity that has been deemed a race because of certain different periods of time where there wasn't the system of race that we know today. But the one that
I was
we
about
use.
to say what they said. I'm white. I'm not Caucasus. I'm not from the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
Like I can trace that.
No,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, okay. All right, go ahead. We know what you are. Go ahead.
And so the reason I was saying that was like, all right, like the people who you think of from the Caucasus Mountains have Aryan skin, have Aryan eyes, have blue eyes, white hair, right? Like Germans, right? So the reason I call myself Celtic, because I have a lot of pride in my history and my family, okay, is two reasons. One, I'm not German. I'm not a Nazi. I've never been a phobe. I've never been a germ. I've never been, you know what I'm saying?
Be careful with some of these words.
My own self, like you know, but what I'm getting at is, and another reason I say that is I'm deceiving myself. Okay, well, we can talk about it. I have no German lineage, so I'm not Italian. I'm none of that. I can chase. I have DNA records. You know what I'm saying? They can that. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to preach that I'm clean for anything. I'm not trying to do any of that, but I will say I'm proud of personally the fact that my family my grandfather and his grandfather.
You're breaking up.
And I'm sorry, not as a whole, but I'm sorry that if we took away some of y'all's religion in that process, but I feel like giving you what we have in exchange to try to, you know what I'm saying? Mediate that is the same thing as an early form of reparations. I will say that, you know what I mean? But my question was, and it actually goes back to the xenophobe thing in my mind. Now, I'm not really educated on that very well, so I won't speak on it. But in my mind, we have subsets like what I just explained. And in this country and this world now really as a whole, like Asia, it has Russia in it, but they're not Asian, right? We might need to kind of
Who says they're not Asian?
Right, they're not Asian, but they live in Asia, right? So, and I'm not comparing the two to race or slavery or any of that. I'm just saying as a whole, maybe the xenophobia could be changed or helped as just speaking out on that. Maybe if you're, sorry, it's the first time I've ever spoken on a live, and I'm in a very awkward position, so everybody wants to talk about him yap, but I'm trying to fucking be positive. So, you know what I mean? I don't
Try not to curse, Robin, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that do you have subsets. Like I know that you guys have obviously different countries in Africa and different countries in the islands and other places where you've come from, even Turtle Island, perhaps, if you believe in that. You know what I mean? So that's a
Those aren't
question
our
for you, but
countries.
right?
We don't
They
have
what?
countries in Africa either.
Oh, okay.
We
So
don't have countries in Africa. We have countries Europeans made in Africa.
well, yeah, okay. Not all of them, I'm sure, but several, yes.
All
Like
of them.
northern and
Either Europeans or Arabs, but yeah. We
okay.
don't have.
Well, I'm just grateful for the knowledge that I can gain in here. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to get up here and talk shit, and I'm not going to, talk negatively and bring negative energy or hate, because I don't have it in my heart to do that. I have more positive things in mind in the future. I'm not thinking about the past, but I can be aware of the past at the same time. So I'll leave it at that instead of keep going, because everybody wants me to, pipe down a bit. Well, but my point was, since somebody wanted to ask me, my point was moving forward is not owning the past. For me, it might be. For y'all, it might be, you know what I'm saying, integrating a future plan. And I understand, like, that's part of what y'all are doing in here. But, like, I'm just saying, bro, like, y'all got to live with us whether you want to or not, because no country, no race is ever going to be wiped completely off this earth. So,
wait, who's us?
You know what I mean?
Who's us?
And I love y'all.
Who is us?
Any people, any different people than me, Asian or otherwise, or any different race. We're not going to be able to wipe a whole nother race off the face of the earth. It's not going to happen, or it would have already happened by now. Fucking 6,000 years later.
Robin. You say you ain't Caucasian, but you talking like one.
No,
I don't understand nothing. No one up here has said anything about wiping anyone out. No one up here. Like, what do you? I don't know. What's going on, Robin? You sound like one of them.
No, I got you. I understand where that comes from, and I'm gonna redirect with that, like I said. So I'll shut up. If anybody has any questions or whatever, I'll be here, but I just want to listen. And if I get bored, I'm gonna leave out. But this was honestly the most entertaining live I came from. You know what I'm saying? Came across, so I came in and I was interested in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to interrupt, so since that's what we do, I'm gonna jump down. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I'm Republican, so that doesn't really matter as far of a power stance, but I want y'all to know that I got your heart, regardless. I'm not no fucking left wing, excuse my French, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not a nut job.
Two wings on the same bird. We don't care about that. All right, y'all. I blocked him. He had to go. He was disrupting the live. I just.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It is but it is funny to watch them try to stumble out of whiteness. They try to run and just end up stumbling, trying to get on they get in front of black folks, and then they gotta prove how not white they are. He's like, you was in a room full of white folks. You would not be up here talking about I'm Celtic. I ain't one of you Caucasians. Like, you wouldn't be doing none of that. Like, stop, bro.
Bro was talking fast, and he said this is first live. Why would you come into the Lion's Den on your first live, bro?
That's wild.
Blood had a death wish.
One thing I learned about my live is pretty much any Sun Dodger that comes up here is like a problem. Like, if they find what I'm saying entertaining, that's a problem, because we're not up here to entertain. We got a whole nonprofit we're up here promoting. B1 Initiative, his link is in my bio. If you want to join us, you're a brother or sister. If you're not, we do have a space for anti-racists, a little resource section for y'all to take some information back to your community, because we do understand that we coexist. It ain't peaceful, but we do coexist. We've always coexisted with people. $ Bring Down Babylon is where you can donate. It's tax deductible. We are an official nonprofit. If you want to do that, we're building an Afrocentric Wikipedia for children to learn about their history. Not just for children, though, it's for scholars as well. But the focus is, when you focus on the children, the future generations, everybody else gets value from it as well. Anyway, it's past 9 o'clock, y'all. I gotta get ready to go. All right. My wife is on me though, so I'll go to the next guest. Shaka, I see you in here. Let me go to this next guest because they're new, and I'll come back to you. Lefty Bread, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 22, I'm white, and he, him. So I
Yeah.
basically joined. I was listening to the previous person. He called himself Celtic. Well, I'm Irish. There's no such thing as being, Celtic as a race. It's just white, But I found the discussion really interesting. Can white people be pro-black allies? I believe so, 100%. We've seen it with like the Black Panther Party and the Rainbow Coalition. I think it's important to not exclude white people or any other races in a pro-black movement. I think getting a majority of the people on your side, or as many people on your side, and pushing black liberation forward is important.
So I've never seen anyone non-black push for black liberation. I've only seen for them to push against racism, barely, like with the littlest, lightest caressing touch. But we're gonna keep it pushing. Shout out to Gene Day. You're welcome to listen, but you're not gonna do it from up here. We'll go to the next guest. Yeah, that was 5. That was definitely 5. Shaka, what's going on, brother?
Peace, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
I'm just not beating a respiratory infection, y'all.
Oh man, you need some ginger tea. You got some mullein.
Yeah, I got a little ginger tea I've been drinking.
Nah, but I'm talking about fresh ginger.
Fresh ginger? Oh
yeah.
Nah.
See, I know when I was young, I ain't know about that either, bro. You gotta get fresh ginger. Go to the store or tell Mom Dukes, whoever's whoever got your back. Go to the store and tell them to get ginger root. You can find it in any grocery produce aisle, and then grind it up with the cheese grater. You grind it up, boil it in some water. That's gonna hit different. It's gonna be kapow. Watch. And it tastes good. Put some honey in that jar. It's gonna be smacking, boy. I'm telling you now. Get some lemon, and you're gonna see it's gonna taste like you're drinking, like I want to say like a natural Halls, but it's natural. It's gonna be like you're gonna feel the healing in your throat. Like you're gonna feel it. Yeah, it's probably spicy.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get it.
That's what the ancestors did, man. Come on, that's what we do.
I'm about to say, nah, in the black household, they be like, go ahead, get you some of that Robitussin, some of that Vicks.
Oh, yeah, we do that too, yeah.
What's with the Robitussin? Yeah. Why did that fix everything?
Yeah, but, ooh, Lord, the white boys who was up here earlier. Every time I see you look down, brother, I be feeling... But anyway... For the people who knew, my name's Shaka. I'm 20 years old. My pronouns he and him, and I'm back and I'm black, baby.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and answer some questions for us, brother.
Can white people be pro-black allies? Emphatically no. Hell no. I ain't mean to say hell no. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Just because, one day, all I hear, when I hear white people saying they are allies, all I hear is, I'll be a better slave master than they were. That's all I hear. Mm-hmm. That's all I hear. You can't be my ally, because if you wanted to be my ally, you would have been my ally back when all this started. If you wanted to be my ally, you would have never started this system. And like I tell white people all the time, if y'all the majority rule here in America and y'all love us so much like you claim, how come this overwhelming white majority crowd hasn't stepped up and got the rest of these other white foots off our necks? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they could be our ally. You know what I'm saying? Even if you do fight for us, you should be fighting for us in the first place, because your forefathers put us in this position. And even if you can give some change, we still won't let you on our side. We still won't let you inside the slave theater. Is interracial marriage problematic? Yup, because you get interracial marriages. You get Susan Runruckle thinking that she could be Queen Nzinga. You get Heather thinking that she can be Queen Nani. I think I'm saying her name right.
Yeah, Nani. Yo.
You get Sarah thinking she could be Coretta Scott King. Nah,
Nah,
nah.
that wasn't her name. What was her name? Grace. You get Grace thinking she could be Coretta Scott
Yeah, you
King.
get Grace thinking she could be Coretta Scott King. You get Doug thinking he could be Malcolm X. You get Merv thinking he could be Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You get Bob thinking he can be Elijah Muhammad. Nah, that's a problem. Then you get a lot of our biracial brothers and sisters. Well, I love my biracial brothers and sisters. Don't get me wrong, especially if they identify with their blackness. But there's other biracial brothers and sisters like, I'm not black, I'm white, and then they better than me and you just because we don't got the shit of. I'm trying to say a nice word here, so I'm saying whiteness in them. So yeah, interracial marriage is a problem. I'm against it. I'm always gonna be against it. Even when I'm gone in dust, I'm still against it as dust. White people peacefully coexist. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, emphatically no. Oh no. Never gonna happen. Never. Yeah, never gonna happen. Hell, everywhere these people go, they destroy everything. Everywhere these people go, they change everything. They'll destroy things, then sit back, give you the stuff to destroy each other, and have the nerve to say, "Look what these people are doing to each other." Then they come in, want to control opposition, and be like, "Come on, Shaka, you can't be fighting Massa like that. Come on, guys." That's all they do, man. They control opposition. You can't coexist with some beast, man. All they want to do is destroy, and then they destroy themselves, and they don't even know it. How you destroy nature? You go against the very elect that keep you alive. You can't even coexist with nature. So I know you can't coexist with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing from them. I don't even want a contract from them. I don't want to shake hands with them. I don't want to sit in the same room with them. I don't want to sit on the same land with them. I don't care if I see another one or not. They can all be wiped out tomorrow, and I'll wake up and still go. I'll probably dance. I'll probably get the break dance. You can't coexist with these people. The best solution is separation, brothers and sisters. That's the best end on the solution. You should teach your babies about separation, teach your future generations about separation. You should teach your mothers and fathers about separation. Just preach separation. I'm not ashamed to say I'm a separatist. I'm proud of being a separatist. I live to be a separatist. I live to go back home to the motherland. And I know I'm going back home to the motherland.
All right, Khalid. You hear my wife? You hear my wife?
I love being a separatist, man, and I ain't ashamed of it. You know, and I think everybody should. I think people. We should use. To be honest, like I'm glad you said college, because that's who I learned it for. Because like college said, it's better to teach separation than prayer. It's better to teach separation than prayer.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm
big up the great ancestor, the truth, the knowledge. No, he's the truth gangster, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Absolutely, man. You got the spirit of Fred Hampton in you, brother. For real. Like that's what remind me of listening to him talk. Feel like a Fred Hampton. I am a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what part of where you from?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, you from Montgomery? Dang, there's a lot of culture down there. There's a lot of culture.
A lot of brothers be scared when I get talking like that down, and they be like, "You ain't scared about?" I'm like, "What can they do to me that they haven't already done to me throughout history?" And even then, if they run up on me, I'm gonna knock their ass out.
I just seen a video clip of I think it was Stokely Carmichael standing next to Martin Luther King. And he was talking about Alabama. He said, tell all the white people in Alabama that all the scared N-words are dead. And you see Martin Luther King go like this, like kind of like he's scared. He said, tell all the white people in Alabama the scared N-words are dead. I was like, oh snap.
when the Montgomery Brawl happened down here, I was at work, but they was at work asking me what I would have done. I said I would have went to work. What you mean? What I would have done? I would have went to work.
Yeah. Hey man, that's why it's important that our youth have the knowledge because they got the energy for real. So that's what we doing. That's what we doing. We building Sankofapedia, man. Shout out to everybody in B1initiative.org, all my volunteers, man. I got one of our directors up here, Kay. But yeah, man, we've been doing some amazing work. We're building the profiles now. The website is up. Shaka, I know you in there. If you want to contribute, you got some time, you know what I'm saying? We need as many hands on deck. And I got the website, so I'm gonna share that with everybody on Sunday so that the brothers and sisters can at least start to see as we continue to work. We're in the alpha stage right now, but the website is beautiful. It's something to behold, like to see how we're connecting African scholars. Right now, we're just starting with the people. We're gonna get to the events, ideologies, philosophies. You know, we're gonna get all deep, but right now we're just cataloging people's profiles, and it's amazing to see how they connected. You know, you learn a lot.
It's so revolutionary. You know how when you go to the internet page, the background is
Can you
white?
hear me?
Well, ours is
My
black.
live every time I
Mhm.
join, I can't hear you guys.
Okay. You can't hear us right now, Whitney?
I can't hear I could hear you up until this point, and then now all of a sudden the sound went out once you let me join.
Huh.
I'll
Try
just
mute and unmute.
Okay, I tried that already. You said unmute, right?
Mute and unmute.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't know what it is. Hold on, let me see.
I don't know. Well, yeah, Shaka. Oh, y'all can't hear her? Can y'all hear her down there in the comments? But yeah, Shaka, we need you to drop some of that knowledge in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Do come
Yeah,
around because the
I can
community.
work on. I
Uh-huh.
can try working on some of my breaks doing work. I know I get an
Bruh,
hour break.
it take 2 minutes to build a profile, and that profile is helping us stack up because we trying to get to 5,000 profiles. So it take 2 minutes. I'll show you a video. Like it literally just take 2 minutes of your time. And you do it while you're chilling. I'll be doing it while I'm at the restaurant with my wife. I'll be doing it while I'm watching TV. Like you really being pro-black anywhere because what we're building is so focused on just our people, our knowledge, our history. It's Afrocentric as hell, unapologetically Pan-African, unapologetically Garveyite. So we like it's beautiful to see how we're able to use technology to weaponize for our people. You know what I'm saying? We're weaponizing technology for our people. And the community is growing. Like man, like the people in there is great, man. Shout out to B1 Initiative, man. We having book clubs now. Shout out to Tia. Like it's turned into like I don't want to call it a church, but you know, the only time black folks seem to be able to get together on one accord is when you know, white Jesus is the priority. But
Yeah, I already been banned from so many churches down here, man. I've been banned from so many of them. Like when my mom goes to church, she forget that I can't go. She asked me if I want to go, and I look at her. I'm like, Mom, no, you know I can't go, Mom. The last time I went, you know, the Reverend said he got to get out of here. You know, Reverend Hog Maul with the Hog Maul juice coming out his Jerry curl. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, nah, I can't do the church either, but I wouldn't even say it's a church because we don't got no pastor. Everyone is kind of picked up. Everyone's starting to kind of pick up what they're good at and bringing it to the table. So it's turned into a whole community. It's just we're all on board. You know, we don't really. Everyone's there with the same priority, same goal, same focus. So it's been amazing.
It's really just a village, though.
Yeah, it's like a village.
Everybody,
Facts.
yeah, this is a village.
Yeah. Yep. But all right, we're gonna go to the next guest. Come up here, Russell. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
All right, I'm 42. I'm black and I'm a man.
All right, talk to us.
I've been watching you for a while, secretly behind, you know, just
I'm not used to people saying that yet.
Well, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Now
One of
you
my
said secretly though, like secretly. I think you might have been in the list of people watching though, like.
Go
at
ahead,
first
Russell.
at
We
first she
just
was a
playing.
very intimidating. So it took me a while to want to talk to you, but something today pissed me off
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and I need your advice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was scrolling through TikTok. I just got out of philosophy class, and I needed a brain break, and decided to go through TikTok and just look at videos. And it came across this Muslim lady who is claiming to be transracial white.
I know who you're talking
And
about, I think.
it just irked me because like culture anthropology teaches you that a person gets their culture, a person's culture, right, is the story of their bloodline handed down to them from their grandparents and parents through transitions and customs that we practice in the privacy of our own home. When we are let loose from our home to get educated by society, we take society's customs and we add them to ours, and that's how we come up with who we are as a person.
Mm.
So, if I take that and I put it to what this lady is trying to do, is I'm thinking in my head. So a white guy who lived through the civil rights movement wants to wake up one day and say, "Oh, today I'm black," and as a black man, you have to accept the fact that I identify as a black man and accept me into the black culture, because if you don't, then you're being racist and you're being a bigot.
Is that what happened on this live?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
If you don't agree with her, then you are racist. You are the one that it's not validating her existence. It's not that she's no. I'm black, but I'm also biracial. My mom's white, my dad's black. All right.
Mm.
My grandmother taught me that I stand on a very thin line, and not only as a biracial male growing up in the South, you're going to have to learn how to be able to dance on that line, because the African American community is going to view you as lesser, and the white community is not going to accept you at all. And
Oh
wait,
no!
okay,
Hell
yeah,
no!
yeah. All right, I know it
life
feels that
experience.
way
Hold on, let me
sometimes for
finish.
y'all.
Life experiences, taught me otherwise.
Nah. That's life perspective, not experience. I
You
hear what you're
know,
saying,
has taught me that she's wrong, but my point, I don't lost my train of thought. It's just, are we supposed to accept that now?
Bro, you up here making us look bad. I'm a black biracial born in the South as a woman,
Listen,
and you
but
making black biracials look bad as
Kay, listen, he said his grandma or whoever said that was wrong because he realized he would be accepted more by black people, and he knew that he wasn't getting accepted by white people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that part, but the presentation is all whack. Cause he's like, I feel like it's a
Packaging is a
level
little
of
messed up, Kay.
nuance.
The packaging is
Nah,
a little
it's
messed
that's
up.
what I say. It's a little bit of nuance that I don't feel like he's quite unpacked just yet. Because if he's saying it's wrong, then why do you need to ask for a validation to know that it's wrong? Because like, what's hanging on to you to know that it's not? Because you said she was wrong in saying that. Because black people accept you, but why are you questioning brother, a random black man, if it's been affirmed that it's
I'm not
Calling
questioning
herself transracial, basically, like saying that she's a white woman because that's how she quote unquote identifies.
Oh, she said she was a white one. Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
She is a Muslim. Like, she's Muslim.
She's a black woman, and she's saying that she identifies as a white woman.
Oh, that's complete. I thought you were saying it was the other way around. I'm like, hey man, I ain't never in my life heard of a frosted female trying to go, be a sister, and I guarantee you they ain't gonna try to a sister in a
Bree,
hospital room.
See, but that's what I'm
Bree.
saying, because he said that. He said, what if a white T man wakes up and say that he black? The reality is they're not going to do that.
They're
And
not
even
going
when
to.
they find out that they are black, because we were just going over a story like this. A man named Cleon Brown was part of the police force. He was white T, and he did a DNA test, found out he 20% Nigerian, went back and told his constituents, and they started discriminating, called him Kunta. He sued them and won some money. Now tell me how that junk is valid, right?
That's
They
crazy.
don't do that. That's what I say. It's a story too. I said that's crazy. That man's name is Cleon Brown. And like, I mean, not to say that he doesn't have some type of heritage, but even then, that man was still living as a white T man. He don't work there no more. He left, took the bag. Now he's going to be white T man working in another police force somewhere else. Like, that's
Wow.
just the reality. They don't do that.
So
Nobody
what?
want to
No,
be
no,
us. They
but
want to
that's what
have
I'm
what we
saying.
have.
The packaging was off. So
Yeah.
so
I'm
Russell, I don't
sorry.
know if
That's
you
my
used to
fault.
speaking, but like you went around the berry bush all up and down. Like if you'd have came up and just spoke to her instead of your personal donor, you intertwined two different stories, and that's why it got confusion. But
I get it. Like I said, like it blew my mind, so I didn't have time to think about it. I just came here. But
Listen, I'm
when I
glad
was
that you saw this as a safe space to talk about this, because that is what the platform is for, to kind of give some direction to those that haven't maybe studied as much, read as much, unpacked as much of of what we go on through. I know a lot of brothers and sisters don't have as much time on their hands,
yeah,
and
I would be the first to admit I am a
Mhm.
whitewashed black dude.
Oh,
okay, you first face up.
See,
You just
you see what I'm saying, D?
going
I
down the
said
berry
they
bush.
make us look bad, and you talking about no. And then
No,
look what he just
no,
said.
okay. I wasn't disagreeing with that. I was
Look
saying
what he.
that the way
I
that
can
he
read him.
described
hold
the
on,
story
y'all. Hold on,
mixed two
sisters.
things.
Hold on. Let me get to what he was saying. Be careful, Russell.
I'm just
All
being
right.
honest.
No, that you don't want to don't say stuff like that. You're gonna get everybody riled up. All right, so back to the transracial person. They suffer from anti-blackness, which is inherently taught to them in a world that they live in. So a world that vilifies blackness is going to teach black people to vilify themselves. And that being the case, they're going to seek a proximity to privilege that they don't have inherently, but they're going to try to don the costume of white supremacy in order to gain some of the acceptance. And it doesn't really work. They try to get validation from it, but in this case, I would, if you're going to feel bad for anyone, don't feel bad for black people. We're not worried about people that think like that, but we do feel bad for that sister because she is lost in the sauce and doesn't know how to get out. That's all that is. Also, just a reminder that TikTok Live does not drug test, and people that don't take their meds, can still start a live.
Yes, they can.
And that's good. They can join one too.
It's just important, like you so petty. That if you're affirmed in your blackness, it doesn't matter what space you go in where someone is full of confusion. That's just them. So it's like this level of making sure that you're disassociating yourself with ignorance, but also understanding what they standing on. It's clear. Like I think she's doing that to make money. Period.
Okay.
There's money in that. I mean, I could make.
Does that
I
open
could
up the
make
door
bank.
though?
I could upgrade my whole family's life. I could really make some money if I just started coming up here talking about the problem, and black people just need to get more like me and just be better. And I'm telling you, and stop it with this race stuff. Like if I came up here talking about that, I'm telling you, I've had lives where people, I didn't say anything, and the prompt was about black oppression, but the way it was worded was it could kind of be seen two different ways.
Right.
And I'm just getting these gifts, and I'm not understanding like why are they sending me gifts. And then when I start talking, the numbers just drop because they know what it's up here talking about. So I'm telling you, yeah, it's a game people play on TikTok.
But
You actually get a lot of money.
does that open up the door to other people to try to make the same claim and be validated?
It's not about motivation when you're trying to get money, love. Like that's what I'm saying. If you stand on your blackness, you know what blackness is, and you're affirmed in it. And I'm you made yourself worse when you said you're a certain type of black man because black people aren't a monolith. Like we don't all do the same thing. There are nerdy black people. There are black people that are fashionable. There are black people that are just so diverse. Like so, when you think that you fit into a certain sector of non-black just because you do something is when you lose yourself. Because black people aren't just one particular way, but what it is someone that's going out of their way to rage farm and make money off of it. If you're affirmed in your blackness, it don't matter what room you go in. You know who you are. That's all. Like people gonna do stuff like that to make money.
Yeah, racial laundering is profitable. That's the actual term
Yeah.
coined by Daria Starr Tucker. Racial laundering.
That's what it is. That's what it's called. See, and that's
Yes.
why I came here.
Yeah, it's a good source of income. Selling out your own people, selling black people has always been a good source of income.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming up, Russell.
No problem. I'm gonna drop out. I gotta
All
get
right.
back to schoolwork.
All right, one love.
See you.
The next guest, Wizzy, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Hi, I'm 23, and Bruno, I don't understand. Sorry, I'm from Nigeria.
Your
and,
race?
Oh, I'm a black, my proud Nigerian.
All right. Talk to us, brother.
Your topic on white people be pro-black allies. The question I could just only say it's just depending on maybe the agreement between the black and the white people, right? That's the only way it can be possible, but the rate at which it can be possible might be, let me say, 90 to 10%, but it's very, very hard for it to be possible. It's hard, but it can, right?
If I jump hard enough, right? If I invented legs that could jump high enough, do you think I could jump to the moon?
No.
Why not? Because you've never seen it done, right?
Yeah.
So then I've never seen a pro-black white person in my life.
No,
They don't exist.
The reason there's something they say you cannot be absolutely 100%. You cannot say there will not be some white people who are pro-blacks. There might be, but the percentage are like very, very, very little compared to that 100%. That's what I'll just say, because if you look at it, there's some of them that not agree with what their fellow white people are doing to black people. You understand? There's some of them who are really against it. So that's why I think 100%.
I think it's a common thing that us black people do to find room for our oppressor to help us in our liberation.
I'm not finding room for them.
No. Well, I'm saying, right at your feet. That's not. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my wife. But yeah, it is a thing where we try to say, well, it's possible. We gotta have hope, right? We got this little bit of hope.
This
Like
little.
there's a little white Jesus in every someone out there. So I hear what you're saying, but here's the thing, right? There's a difference, and this is what I teach a lot of my platform, there's a difference between anti-racism and pro-blackness. Two different things.
Okay.
So they work hand in hand. There are what do they call them? Lice spices and Mayflower men out there that do want to dismantle racism, and that's great. We acknowledge them. They're not doing me a favor. If my dog walks into your house and takes a number 2 on your bed, you know what number 2 is?
Yeah.
They have that in Africa. Okay, so my dog comes in your house and does nasty stuff on your bed, and then I clean it up. Did I do you a favor?
No.
Okay. So if as racism is created and controlled by white people, them cleaning it up is not doing us a favor. That's not. If we help them destroy it, then we're being the allies. That we're the ally there. we didn't make it, so it's their problem. We're helping them fix it.
Yeah.
When I'm in a place where it's all black people, there's no racism there. There's only racism in their societies. We
Yeah,
don't have
that's
the
true.
racism there, which is why many even black people will come up here and try to make no. There's nice white people, because we don't think like that. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say though is, pro-blackness is different than
Oh,
anti-racism.
yeah.
Pro-blackness is not focused on how we're oppressed.
Yeah.
Pro-blackness is based on how me and you are cousins. Me and you are one. So
Yeah.
pro-blackness is prioritizing my actions and values with what's in the best interest above all other interests of other communities,
That's
against
true.
even the best interest of what feels nice for me, the best interest of building with black people, and black or African. In America,
Yeah.
we use black,
Yeah.
but we mean African. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
so building with you as my priority turns it so that I'm not focused on how I'm oppressed. Instead, I know that lifting up an African brother, an African sister, African country, a world where Africa has sovereignty over their land and their resources, that's going to build me up to the point where racism is not going to bother me
yeah,
anymore.
that's true.
You
That's
see?
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that when I was in Nigeria, and the only thing I would say I understand with like we all blacks, right? I would say we're kind of more open minded in a way that if the person is able to follow the culture and tradition of that place without trying to stop anything or trying to bring any extra thing there, we are more open handed to accept. Oh, you are part of us because why? You are following what we are doing. You are eating what we're eating. Because the same in Nigeria. Because there is this guy. He's a friend of mine. So his dad is a Nigerian, and his mom is like a white person. But when they give birth to him, he looks more of white, right? He's mixed, but he looks more of white. But when him growing up with us, you understand, speaking the pidgin English, eating the food, speaking the way we speak, he don't even speak like a white person, right?
Right. Yeah.
So even if we see him, even if we see somebody or there's somebody trying to like talk to him anyhow, we're like, hey, you cannot do, you understand? We're moving together based on, and he understand that. Even when he watch these news, when he see us those things, he kind of join us. We saw those, we like, oh, why is those white people doing this to this? Like he see himself like a black person like us. Even when he's speaking, he normally say, oh, I'm a black man, I'm from Nigeria, and I'm from this. And we accept it because why? He has lived around us for a long time. He's doing everything we're doing. You understand it?
Yeah.
That's why I say that's why I say it's based on come to the agreement. Because if the white people will come to a black area and then instead of changing it, do what we do, accept our own culture for our own culture, accept our tradition for our own tradition, then we're not going to have issues with that.
Right.
But the only time I feel that black people get annoyed is when you come and you change it. You don't accept what we're doing, and you bring your own. You call our own useless and call your own the great.
That
That's
is
the time we get annoyed.
that comes from them. That type of
Yeah.
thinking comes from them. We have to return back to how we thought before they told us that we were
Yeah, that's
inferior
true.
and our culture was lesser. So we have
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the second one is interracial marriage problematic. I will not say is. Will I say? I will not say it's problematic in some ways based on interracial marriage can help in some. I'll just talk about the advantage.
I want to hear the advantages.
You
Yeah.
about to mess up, brother.
Yeah, I'm about to say, can he list all the positives? I just
No,
want to see if we can address them. Let me hear.
I will only talk. I'll talk. I'll only say advantage based on I'm a Nigerian, right? And everything, and I'm me,
I
Nigerian
want
and
to hear
black
these
person and
advantages.
everything.
It
Then
wasn't an advantage for Gabon.
I understand what you're saying, but like the advantage, the only way I could say there's in everything there's a good and a bad, right? Most things they're like good and a bad. So I'll say the advantage is first, it could bring about like connection between the two race, and it could it could create a chance for peaceful coexistence at the very end, probably, because if you look through down histories, most of interracial or marriages, sometimes it helps at least it kind of helped in some ways, and
How?
it aided some people. Will I say
On an individual basis? Because it hasn't helped any communities. No black. We've been having interracial marriage in America for 60 some plus years, like 65 years. There has been no improvement in our community.
I'm gonna ask him like I asked that other girl when she was talking about she was sitting in the lights out and the rollout.
yeah?
Do you still have the rollout over there?
What is the rollout, please?
Like your
Sorry,
lights go out?
in Nigeria,
Yeah.
where I live, my lights don't go out.
But
So
is there areas where they go out?
yeah, there are some places that lights don't even come on.
So do you think that they go out and roll out in France?
No.
But aren't y'all over there supplying them with the energy so that they can have lights?
That's
The oil.
that's true. Yeah.
The
So
oil.
then why doesn't that relationship work yet? Why haven't y'all benefited from it if you're literally giving them the resource?
That's deep, because
No,
that's deeper
that's
than interracial marriage.
that's a good question.
Because that's interracial commerce. That's
Yeah.
interracial economics. It's not working. And marriage is an financial arrangement.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked
But
to our benefit.
that's true. But though, I'd not see like because marriage is normally between two people. So it's based on, I would just say based on your the understanding between both of them.
And you being in Nigeria, you know it's the bringing together of two families, and it's a bridge of two families that are supposed
Yeah.
to become a powerhouse. But if you're bridging yourself with a group of people that have oppressed you, then what are you truly doing?
But that's what I'm telling you. Like me or any Nigerian person that's from Africa, yeah. If I say I want to get married to a white lady, before the marriage, I tell you that once we are married, you're going to leave your culture. You're going to do what I'm doing. You're going to respect the culture you're coming into, the family you're coming into. Is something I will tell you. And probably if I want to get married, I would rather I'll go back to Africa, because then if I want to get married now, I know I'm financially okay.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Africa, and then you will do everything I'm doing. You will the same food. You will learn how to cook. Like me, I'm an African man. I cannot marry someone that don't know how to cook. You will learn the cultural dishes. You will learn the cultural tradition. You will learn those things.
Wait, so you're saying if YT people assimilated into black culture, it would make it okay? It would be all right if they just conform to us. So we're spinning their ideology back on them, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
no, but that's what I'm trying to tell. Like post, right? That's like there's something I say. I say that we blacks, if they do what we do, if they follow the culture we follow, if any of them that choose to be pro-black, that means them agreeing to follow the culture we follow, the tradition we follow, the way
So
we do
okay,
things,
but
right?
here's the thing. They're not gonna follow that.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
I
true.
hear what you're saying. But there's videos on YouTube where they try fufu for the first time, and they have the egosi, and they can't take the texture of the okra. It's kind of
Yeah,
slimy in their mouth, and Europeans they just I can't.
yeah. A lot of them don't like the okra, but they prefer
Yeah.
even
So
if they did assimilate, though, it's not going to negate the historical years of oppression that they've done. Like, let's just say they wake up tomorrow and have a change of heart. Is that still really going to make me feel comfortable to be like, well, my ancestors were unalived and, graped, and even now y'all are still mining in Africa and taking our minerals. So I'm still not understanding how, even with assimilation of them conforming to our identity and culture, which they won't, they can't handle the heat, literally the heat of the earth or the heat of the food. But I mean, even if they did that, how would that make anything better? Like, I don't see the, I'm trying to see the positives that you're saying that go with it. Because you said there's a list of things that are positive about it. And you said that most things have a positive. And I don't believe that because slavery didn't have a positive. Did it?
There,
Or are you going to spin
no,
it to be like, well, we did learn vital skills to live
no,
our lives? Because that's exactly what the YT folks
no,
said.
no, no,
They
no, no,
literally
no,
said that to us.
no. Slavery in any way is wrong. In any, what they did to us was
I have a
very,
question for
very
you,
wrong.
sir.
It's
Listen.
yeah.
Quick question. If you do you date YT women?
No, no.
So, but if you were to marry a YT woman and she was to come back to your land, if you unalived, unfortunately, right, would she inherit the land?
Will she, if we analyze, like, if
If
I don't
you
understand it.
if you were to have all of a sudden you unalived, unforeseen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you croak, you go.
If you move on to the ancestral realm,
Yeah.
In an
Okay,
accident
I
or
understand.
something.
Does
Y'all
she
have wills in Africa, right?
does
Like,
she get your land?
In Africa, a woman can't inherit a land. So the
well,
land that goes to my brother.
in Igbo, for like you're
Mhm.
Igbo, right?
In Igbo culture, a woman can't
Yeah,
inherit the
yeah, a
land.
woman can't do it. Yeah.
So it's
Interesting.
going to my brothers. So even if I get married to her, even if I wrote this
She
in the
ain't marrying you
documents,
over there. She gonna make you come over.
huh?
Well, here's the Igbo. They're
Igbo women can't
patrilineal.
inherit lands.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
Come over.
So even my dad, whenever he's building anything, when you look at my sisters, you tell her you're going to go to your husband's house at the end, but I'll be the one to take care of the rest of things. They're not going to inherit anything from him. So it's like the only thing I could do as first son, I'm the one taking care of my siblings, even my elder sisters, my junior ones, at the end, but they're not inheriting the land. So even if I get married to a white lady, the only thing I would say my people would do is how lenient my brother would be. If my brother allows her to still stay, that is it. But if he tells her to go, then she goes back. So I don't know. But that's the way they do it in the Igbo community.
But that is beautiful, man. We need to adopt some of that here. Except
Yeah.
not maybe not the patrilineal system, but just when a brother or sister is done with their marinated significant other, we just tell them, all right, you've had enough. Goodbye now.
If my
We'll
brother
take the
gives you a
children.
place, stay. You stay. If he's lenient, if he tell you go, no, you can't be here. You can't be in this family. I'm there. You go. Even if you are my wife, you just go. So that's how the tradition has been
Yeah.
until now. It's still happening. That's why some
Yeah.
ladies, they'll be like, "Oh, I pray your brother-in-law, you want to have good relation with everybody, because so even if I'm gone, they'll be like, you can still stay with us. We're still feeding you. We'll do everything. Your children will still." That is it.
Yeah. But
That's the reason why.
the problem with what you're saying, and honestly, you didn't say nothing wrong. It's just the framework is a little lacking of context, because the problem is we're talking about love under the context of oppression. So I have an analogy for that where, it's like a woman is sitting in her home relaxing with her family and everything is peaceful, everything's okay.
Yeah.
She gets a little bit of arguments sometimes with her family, but everything for the most part is okay. Then one day a man walks in the door while she's in the living room, ties her up, puts a bag over her head, takes her to his house. So now she's in his house, where she did not choose to be. And then he handcuffs her to his shower head and doesn't feed her, doesn't clothe
That's
her,
good.
has her in a horrible condition, takes advantage of her body whenever he wants. And then one day he decides, you know what? I'm going to make it legal for you to love me now. It's okay for you and I to be in a relationship. And that woman says, yes, I do love you. I'm not going to improve your conditions. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to untie you. I'm not going to unchain you from my shower head. I'm not going to do anything to help you. I'm not going to do anything to help your people. I'm not going to do anything for your family. Help rebuild the house that I've broken by taking you from there. I'm not going to help. I'm going to actually continue to keep stealing from I'm going to take more people from your family. I'm going to keep doing this. And you're going to say, you love me back.
No,
you would say that woman has Stockholm syndrome. And right now,
exactly.
right now, any black person that feels like they can be in love with someone who's constantly benefiting from the oppression of their people today is in a form of Stockholm syndrome, because now one day when race is no longer, it goes away. When one day when race is no longer, and all the racism and everything is gone, and someone says, I'm a white person, and they're like, oh, what do you mean, your clothes? I don't. What do you mean, white? I don't know. White and black are just colors of clothes. I don't know what that means. When racism is completely gone, then we can start talking about love. But right now, we are 400 years in to black oppression, and it's still going on today. So that's the thing. We can't have love under the duress of racial oppression. It's duress.
And he's sitting there watching in Congo and Sudan and stuff happening around Nigeria and be like, oh no, they love us. They're just over here taking what they want, but they love us. Like, I think that's the disassociation too.
You would find that many Nigerians don't know what's going on in Congo, to be honest. It's something we're talking about now, but
let's say everything that the white people are doing is very oppressive, right?
So then why are you excusing anything?
No, I'm not excusing. No, I'm not excusing anything. I'm just saying.
It's like this. It's the need for an exception. There has to be at least one good one. Who cares? Who cares if there's one good snake coming down the aisle of 1,000? Like that one is not going to save you.
Sorry, but I'm not. I'm fully in support of like blacks, right? Like, I'm a black person. I'm an African.
Yeah.
I know the oppression. I know everything, right? It's just my.
No, you did come up here and say there was some positive.
Hold on, y'all, because I don't feel like he deserved that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just trying to show him the contradiction, because he said there were positives. So
No,
I see
no,
why
no, no, no,
there could
no,
be an
I didn't
association with him saying that.
No, I didn't say, because most things I always say in individual level, right? But like, I'm not trying to say that white people are doing right. Like, everything they're doing wrong. Even till now, they're still exploited, right? But it's just I said the home I come from, there's always this. Oh, maybe there's always this 1%, right? But it does not mean what others are doing are correct. The only thing I would say, me as an African person, as a black person, as a Nigerian person, is when I see my fellow black, I normally try to, if I any way to help, I'll bring them up. Let's all stand together, because once we are together, there is the unity. I try to find unity in black people. That's why since I came here. If I'm just walking on the road, if a black man just meets our eye, it's like we are connecting already, and we are talking. Like, we always want to greet ourselves from far. Just only if I just see a black person, I'm always, wow, I just want to talk to you. Hey, how are you doing? Why are you? I just want to communicate, right? Means that I'm in any way possible to bring up the black people to be united. That's what I would just say the only thing about we now for us to unite as one, both black, Africa, everything should unite as one. The reason why the whitey people are still doing this to us right now is because they created division, but we're supposed to understand this division and stand as one. But we are not even standing as one. So we have to stand as one and fight well and fight back for everything we have, right? So I'm more of we black people coming, finding a way. I love the platform. That's why I always join this platform, to listen to what you're saying, right? Even though whenever you say all this thing, you also talk about unity in blacks, right? And these who are trying to form. When we are together is when we stand. But if we are still divided in different things, in different way of thinking, it's very hard. So we have to come together. We as black people, even as you're saying it's not that you totally hate every white person you see on the road, but you also think, because the reason why we also talk like this is based on the history too. And
Yeah.
the past, you cannot just disagree with the past totally, right? It's not
Mhm.
that there's hate for every single of them, but it's just the percentage higher, the way the community works.
Mhm.
So I still believe that when we are strong now together, then now we can then discuss more peaceful. But I know,
Yeah, then we can talk about it. When Africa has their sovereignty,
yes,
Africa is in control of their resources,
then
and
now we
Europe
can
is
talk of
just some
peaceful
people
about it.
across the sea, then yeah, well then we could talk about it. But right now we're not there yet.
Yes, we're not there yet. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
So, D Diva, I hope you understand me. I was not trying to say give them right or wrongs, but I'm always talking of that 1% that might. Because in my house, my dad will say, even if this person is bad, give the person that 1% chance of the person could change, right? There's
No.
always this forgiveness.
I ain't giving them
They've had
shit.
over 450 years to change, and there has been a change. And if you believe that, you're more susceptible to get bit and be unalived. I understand what you're saying. I was joking. You know, you said you know everything, and so that I used that little phrase. Well, since you got your degree, you know everything. But I find it interesting that you need to make space for them, that one quote unquote percent. And I think the best thing that Black American people have experienced is that they've been right underneath them this whole time and got to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. Because at the end of the day, even the best ones are the worst ones, because they will sit there and say that they are good, and then they will watch the others harm you. So how much different are they if they're not stopping the harm, but just watching it? Even though they might not be physically participating, they are sitting and they're watching, and that is a level of participation where they themselves are a part of it. You can't watch somebody be unalived and not do anything but just turn around and go home and not be a part of that problem. You didn't even call to get help. So I understand what you're saying, but I think in your mindset, you need to get away from that. One could be good because 1,000 of them are bad. And that 1,000 outnumbers that one. And I guarantee you, you could be the good one, or it could be 1,000 of you that are good and one bad one. And that one is what they're going to put all over you. They do it every day when it comes to Black men. That one Black man represents 1,000 of y'all. And for them, they get to be individualistic while you have to be the group.
Yeah,
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, no disagreements there. Let's go. I gotta go.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming up, brother.
Thanks.
Yep. And join B1 Initiative, y'all. Don't forget the nonprofit. The Discord link is in my bio. I gotta go to sleep. Didn't mean to even stay up this late. Yeah, come build with us. Black people everywhere. Come build with us. Come build with us. B1 Initiative. I know, man. I'm gonna go live, but if y'all truly missed the live, then you gotta join b1initiative.org, because our organization is growing. The community is growing. Like it's just, like there's an abundance of knowledge in there. We've been doing some great work that I'm very proud to show off to people, and we got more things that are happening behind the scenes. So b1initiative.org, join the Discord. It is fun in there. We are Africans.
Thank
We
you,
always want to have a
Pizza.
good time. So
You ready?
also
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh,
D.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, everyone also donate. Bring down Babylon. That's for our nonprofit b1initiative.org, where we're building a Wikipedia site based on Afrocentrism, an Afrocentric worldview, which covers all topics. Yeah. Also, I'm going to start rolling out auto payments for donations. So if you want to donate like $5 a month, $10 a month, $50 or $100 a month, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do,
$1,000 a month.
you know what I'm saying? $1,000. That's kind of wild, but if y'all want to do that,
$10,000 a month.
you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, we're gonna have
Didn't I say 1,000 last
automated.
time?
What?
Didn't I say 1,000 last time?
You did.
Then
About
I'll say
what?
10,000 this time.
Okay. 10,000 a month, whatever it is. We're gonna have those in the Discord. So Join the Discord. Let us know that you're interested in donating, and yeah, you'll be able to get progress updates as we build. We're doing a lot of great work for African people worldwide. All right, go ahead, D.
I'm gonna just start off by saying this. I love hearing Miss Legend in the background laughing. She tickles me because that means that she humanizes the live even more.
Yeah, and she like what I said, so that mean a lot.
Tay, we know somebody gotta pump your head up.
Yeah, she
Y'all
was like,
ready?
It's time to go to bed, you guys. We're winding down. The energy is gone. But most importantly, we need to make sure that you got in that goddamn tub. Scrub those ears, scrub those legs, and make sure you scrub that poom poom. We knew it was sour. But before you hopped in Black Business, did you hop in that tub? We know you didn't. But before we wrap this up, let's just say it's time to buckle up. We are on a journey, you guys. B1initiative.org has launched. It's out this world. It's in outer space. And it's time for you to support. What can you do? Do you have a skill? Do you have a talent? Do you have something that you could offer to your people? Well, let's find out. Join B1initiative.org on Discord. But most importantly, if you can't really join and give us your time, give us your coin. You guys, we're looking to build and we need your money. How about 1,000? How about 2,000? Hell, we'll take 10. But at the end of the day, every penny counts. But before you jump in Black Business, y'all, jump in that damn tub. Good night.
All right, y'all. Peace. Thanks to Leisha, Timothy, KD for joining. Shout out to Gene Day and SB for sending the gifts as well. Much love to all of y'all. And don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. Big Bro Legend, BIGBROLGND on YouTube. The link is in my bio. Black Swan, appreciate you as well. Peace, kings and queens.